This is Jonathan Agger, 5th Pro Boxing Fans, joined by Johnny Nelson MBE. I haven't actually called you that first, so congratulations on that.
Thank you very much.
You looking well. Were you on the diet over Christmas, or?
No, just eating well, eating handsomely, enjoying Christmas, enjoying the rest. We rocked back into it again. Good way to start January. Down here in London, talking about the Azim fight, which is really good. Got Sheffield at the back end of the week, and then we'll roll on into February the 1st, and then roll on, and it's good. It's good representation.
Talk to us about this fight, Azim and Lipinets. Seems like a good step up. It seems like Lipinets got a lot left. How do you read it?
This is a good fight. I think Adam, I just love the way he talks. I love the way he presents himself. I love, when the camera's not on him, you're watching him from a distance around these people, his family, and that stability that he's got. He's a young, hungry lion. And if you're a fighter with so much success at this age, you're distracted by these things, because I'm quite sure Adam, for the stage he's at, financially he's in a really, really great position, but he's still hungry. It's easy for some young man to run away with it and think, you know what, I'm gonna make the most of the position I'm in at the moment. But he's not. He's a young, hungry man that loves boxing, that loves to fight, and that appetite's lost on a lot of fighters once they start to achieve something. But his appetite is bang on. Performance-wise, you look at how he dealt with O'Hara Davis. He got the job done. He answered to me, the question that was answered was he had the discipline to stay calm, focused, on point, stick to a game plan. Even at times when he had O'Hara hurt, he did it patiently, and so that impressed me.
What did you make of the Isaac Chamberlain Vidal Riley press conference? Obviously, we all wanted to see some beef and all that, but it seems like Isaac's just focused on getting the job done.
Yeah, he is, and I know Isaac from being a young boy, stepping into our programs when he used to be a sparring partner for Deontay Wilder in his height. And Isaac, I said, how was your Christmas? He said, not good. Why? He said, because I've had to train. And so that same demeanour you saw on stage there was the same conversation he and I had. This wasn't a camera conversation. And I looked at him and I'm like, boy, this boy's serious. This boy's like, because he knows. So maybe he's looking at Massey, maybe he's looking at people thinking, I've got a better of those people. Look at the position they've got themselves in. So if he gets his head on, Isaac can fight. Isaac's a good boxer. And sometimes the attitude has made him come second place when it's counted. He can't afford to come second place in this fight, because Vidal Riley is a very good fighter. So Isaac doesn't want to be second place in this one, because then that shows the direction of his career. So he understands this fight is more serious, more important for Isaac and his career than it is for Vidal.
We see George Groves has got a fighter on the card. He's moving into the training side of things. Did you ever think about becoming a trainer when you retired?
I think I've been asked by many fighters to get involved in that, and I love to advise the fighters, and I'd love to get in and coach the fighters, but I want the honesty that I had with Brendan, which is, if I'm your coach, if I'm your trainer, every time I'm going to be there 24/7, and at this moment in time I can't be there 24/7 for a fighter, so I'd be selling him short, and it'd be unfair on the fighter. You get trainers that do it part-time, of train you over the phone. To me, that's wrong. So unless I can give 100% to the fighters, I won't do it. And I think George Groves is now in a position where he thinks, you know what, I want to give you my 100%, and that's where you respect that. And so unless I can give 100%, I wouldn't do it, even though I can.
I don't know if you've seen on social media Jai Opatai's knockout of David Naika. What do you think?
I watched it. I think Jai Opatai, I thought, accurate, on point, offensively, attacking, chopped him down, and did an excellent job to establish himself and stamp his authority as the leading cruiserweight that's out there. And so I remember when he boxed Bradis, and the second time, and towards the back end of the fight, he kind of lost his shape, kind of fell to pieces. I'm thinking, is this kid as good as what we think he is? But he's learning on the job, and on the job, the confidence is coming and coming and coming. So far, as far as I'm concerned, he's probably the best champion out there.
You were in Saudi in December for the Usyk Fury fight. What do you think Tyson's going through right now? He suffered a second straight defeat. Mentally, is this going to be tough for him to take?
Well, Usyk's left a path of destruction to British, the best of British, when it comes to the heavyweights. So now, what do the ones left do? With the tattered parts of their career. Of course, the biggest fight out there for Tyson is AJ, and AJ understands that also. There's talk of that fight happening now this year, and again, it's talk. You've got two fighters that don't need to fight, two fighters that really believe they were the best fighters in the world, that have to come to terms with it mentally, two fighters that we probably want the fight more than they do. So with these two fighters, it's a choice. It doesn't matter what you or I say, what the fans want. The loser is going to hurt bad. So financially, it's a great package. So if you can talk yourself into it and think, you know what, I'm going to get probably 50 mil for this. It's humbling. You can only have so much money. They're very rich men. So they've got to be able to motivate themselves to give their all. Forget about what the purse is. They've got to motivate themselves to make sure they get the win. Because if they don't, it's going to be. I know many fighters that have done that to the back end of their career, and they're still struggling 10, 15 years after their career because of the way they've gone out. So it's about confidence and self-belief. Maybe that is the only fight that Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua can get themselves up for to bring their A game.
Does it kind of frustrate you that we're talking about this now? We're in 2025, the fight still hasn't happened, and now it's kind of like, well, we might as well make it. Are you kind of frustrated that we didn't get it in its peak?
It's historical in our game. These golden gooses have been kept apart because each promoter wants to keep their golden goose safe. And this fight, they always knew this fight would be on the table. Domestically here in the UK, it's always a big fight. The longer they leave it, the smaller it gets. But it's always a big fight, and to me, it's probably still the biggest fight out there for these two to fight each other.
Just ask you about Daniel Dubois and Joseph Parker. What do you think of that fight?
Daniel Dubois is growing into the right direction as a fighter that believes in himself at 27 years old. His style suits a young man. His style, with a young man that believes in himself, it can be concussive. Joseph Parker, he's a good boxer, he's a cute boxer, he's a clever boxer. So it's going to be brains against brawn. And I think, it could be a banana skin for Daniel Dubois, but could you imagine it? Joseph Parker ends up being IBF champion again after being WBO champion, challenging for the world title against AJ. That's the situation. But I think it's a good fight either way. I can see why both fighters could win.
He came under some criticism for storming the ring, wanting a fight with Usyk. Did you think it was disrespectful? Or do you think, look, that's the guy who's got all the other belts, make some noise?
Listen, he was doing his job. He was trying to put himself in a position. I'm quite sure his promoter said, get up there and let people see. And he probably kind of fell flat on his face a little bit. And I'm quite sure Daniel does want the fight. I think timing-wise was probably not the greatest because Usyk and everybody in the ring kind of looked like, okay, no problem. And then, so it didn't have the effect he wanted it to have. And of course, if you were Usyk, you'd think to yourself, I don't have to fight you. I proved it. If you put enough money on the table, we'll do it, but otherwise, I'm not interested. So, and it didn't seem a clamour for it. But Daniel's got to keep talking the talk and trying to talk himself into that position.
Last one, Beterbiev Bivol rematch. Who do you think wins?
Bivol. I think Bivol now knows what I think Bivol can improve on it, whereas Beterbiev, I don't think he can. I think the right man won, but I think Bivol now knows, all right, then I've got some more to give, and you've got to look at Beterbiev. Is there anything more he can add to his armoury? from the last fight. No, there isn't. There's no more pace he can add. There's nothing different he can do. That's how he fights. Whereas for Bivol, he thinks, damn, if only. So I think Bivol wins the fight on points.
Johnny, appreciate your time. Still doing podcasts with Spencer?
Yeah, we're around. We're popping around here 2025. Keep an eye on this sport. So it's good.
Brilliant. Johnny, thank you very much.